Just outside Pasadena, California, tucked deep in the dry canyons of the Arroyo Seco, sits a crumbling concrete structure called Devil's Gate Dam. Its name comes from a jagged rock nearby. A natural formation shaped like the face of a devil. People say it doesn't just look demonic, it feels it. Locals have whispered about the place for decades, that it hums, that it waits, that it pulls at something deep inside you, even if you don't believe in that kind of thing. In the 1940s, a brilliant rocket scientist, Jack Parsons, believed this place was more than eerie. He called it a portal, a weak spot in the fabric between worlds. He came here often, performing strange, carefully timed rituals. They believed they were opening something. Some say they did. Not long after, things changed. People got lost here. Devices failed, and the air just felt wrong. Visitors report sudden anxiety, distorted sounds, strange lights hovering in the canyon, and shadows that stretch longer than they should. Paranormal investigators say the readings here spike. Energy builds and drops like a heartbeat. Some say it's the land. Others say it's what's beneath it. Whatever opened here, if anything ever did, it hasn't gone quiet. Not really. And if you ever find yourself at the tunnel entrance, just as the sun dips behind the hills, ask yourself, are you the one watching the dam, or is the dam watching you? They call it the hum, a low, vibrating noise that's been reported in different corners of the world. You can't record it. You can't locate it. And most strangely, not everyone can hear it. It's described as a persistent low-frequency drone, like a diesel engine idling far off in the distance. Constant, directionless, and impossible to tune out. But when you go looking for the source, there's nothing there. One of the most famous cases comes from Taos, New Mexico. Back in the early 1990s, residents began complaining of a strange, barely audible humming that wouldn't stop. Dozens said it disturbed their sleep, their health, even their mental state. People reported headaches, nausea, a constant pressure in their ears, and yet no external sound could be found. The town brought in scientists, sound engineers, and even the Department of Defense, but no one could pinpoint a cause. The hum was real to those who heard it, but totally invisible to every instrument used to measure it. Across the ocean in Bristol, England, a nearly identical phenomenon emerged. Residents there described the same droning vibration, often strongest at night. One man said it felt like something was pulsing through his skull, as if the noise was coming from inside his body rather than outside. Some moved houses, others soundproofed their walls, but the hum followed them. It wasn't in the air, it was in them. Scientists have proposed everything from electrical grids to tinnitus to ocean wave resonance. But none of the theories explain why only some people hear it, and why it only seems to appear in specific places. The hum remains one of the most unnerving modern mysteries. It doesn't howl, it doesn't scream, it just waits, quietly, patiently, beneath the noise of everyday life. Have you heard it, or is it waiting for you to start listening? In August of 1994, a small town in Washington state woke up to something strange. It wasn't rain falling from the sky. It was something else entirely. Sticky, translucent blobs, soft, jelly-like, fell over homes, cars, and streets. Residents said it was like walking through a biological snowfall. People stepped outside, confused, unsure whether this was pollution, chemical waste, or something far more bizarre. The blobs covered everything. There was no odor, no warning, and no one could figure out where they came from. Then people started getting sick. Nausea, blurred vision, difficulty breathing. Dozens fell ill. The town's clinic filled up fast. When samples were tested, they were found to contain human white blood cells, but no one could explain why or how. To this day, the source of the Oakville blobs remains unknown.